What's up, everybody? This is Dad Who Plays RPGs, aka Jesse. I'll probably be going by my first name because my other name is way too long. And this is going to be my first commentary, and it's a special one because today I am dueling against Emerson from the Scapegoats podcast. I'm going to put his Twitter and Spotify link in the description below. But we're doing a match here, his ABC deck, ABC Therion, against my Runick Melffy Spright. And I'll be honest, and I told Emerson this too, I don't really know the ABC deck very well. You're going to see in this first duel, he kind of rolls me pretty good. Right now, he's just comboing off IP Master Arena. I believe he quickly brings out ABC Dragon Buster 2 shortly after this. And I don't know, I'm not the best Sprite player in the world, but this has already seemed like a big task, game one. There's his Dragon Buster right now. So he pitches it to me. Let's see, what do I draw here? So I do have a chance if I play this right. Ultimately, I get stuffed here with Ash Blossom. He then goes on to banish my Carrot, which hurts. And I think I probably could have played this better. I end up using Double Cross to take an Appaloosa that he summons shortly. But I think the better play might have been use that Runick Slumber to go into Hug and discard Double Cross and see if I get Runick Fountain live. Maybe that's kind of a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, but I think that might have been the better play to keep me afloat because he buries me, especially now when he goes into Appaloosa. I feel pretty trapped here. Here's Huggin. Yeah, I think here I should have just used Huggin to pitch Double Cross. Yeah, I think Double Cross would have been the right call there. He uses his pieces, their effects right now, give him some follow-up for his next turn. Shortly after here, I'm going to set Double Cross and link into Sprite Elf, and then I'm going to pass turn. My idea here is to hopefully just hang out for next turn and use Double Cross to use his Appaloosa to fend him off. Ultimately, it ends up backfiring pretty quickly. You'll see here shortly I try bringing back Sprite Elf for more follow-up on my own turn. Appaloosa to negate his Platinum Gadget. Ultimately, I kind of wonder if what he was doing here was just trying to get me to waste the Appaloosa negates just to weaken Appaloosa. And then here he uses Nightmare Unicorn, I think just to pitch his last ABC piece here. Gets ABC or B-Drake back in his hand. Summons out Dragon Buster again, and at this point I'm pretty much cooked. He battles over Appaloosa, also sends Sprite Blue to the graveyard pretty quick here, and gets Regulus, so it's game over at this point for me. Specials out Regulus. Alright, my turn. I draw Ash Blossom, and I got nothing here. He gets rid of my Runick Fountain right away. I normal summon Sprite Jet here, and honestly, at this point, I figured the game is over. I was going to destroy my monster, and he doesn't even let me do that. He is in such control of this game. Not only does he prevent me from destroying my own monster, I can't even destroy his monster at 200 defense. That's lovely. So he draws for turn and puts everything in attack position, and he has plenty of damage on board to go for lethal. And yeah, Emerson's gonna take game one here. Game two is coming up, and it's gonna be a lot more interesting than this one. A lot of back and forth. So let's get into it. Okay, now we're getting into game two, and game two is going to be a lot more competitive of a duel than game one. We open with Freezing Curses, and right away we get hit with the Maxi Challenge. Since I'm already down one game, I don't really have a choice. I have to play through this. We get Hugging out, Hugging Effect, Pitch the Angular to get Fountain. That's one of my favorite combos in Sprite too. We got two more Beavers out, linking into Gigantic Spright. Spright effect, pull the Spright blue. We're just filling his hands with cards too, and honestly, I messaged him after the duel because it gets to a point his hand's so big and he never draws into Gamma or Ash Blossom or anything to kind of slow me down here, which is pretty nice. Swap Frog's out, now Spright Jet, pull another copy of Double Cross, or only copy of Double Cross I should say. Bring out Spright Elf and also Ronin Toadin again. Just keep the combo going. We're gonna set up a full board for Melffy Spright here. What's nice is the Max C is gonna help us with our Runick Fountain also. Getting the Melffy Caddy out in the field in end phase, and his hand's huge, man. Look at that. He gets Regulus in the hand. It's kind of weird he didn't have a Regulus either, or maybe he. Oh no, I see two of them in his hand. Maybe I guess he did. But he's gonna start going off of his combos. My strategy early on was to turn off the graveyard right away with Arclight and see what kind of disruptions that could cause him. The problem with that though is because his hand was so big, and at the time I didn't know if he had Ash or not, I was a little worried to pop the Max C. So the idea here is I'm playing around a little bit to kind of bait out a Ash if he has one, but in doing so I screw up in that when my Arclight is out I can't activate Max C, so I kind of shoot myself in the foot there. So we use blue effect, get Jet for next turn. He now brings out Regulus. We go into Masquerena right away, use his effect. At this point I'm kind of just sacking the Arclight just so I can make the Max C live. I don't know if that's the best way to play it out, but I felt like I had to do it so I could get my Runick Fountain going too. We go into Abramax, so now he can't attack any of my other monsters. Monster Reborn here. See, the problem too here is with playing the Max C challenge, he can just keep playing and playing and playing. However, we do draw into a Runick card here, so we can get banishing some of his cards and also get some of our cards back in hand. So we draw two here, and both those cards are great. We're going to use the Flashing Fire right away to shut down any play with the Ancient Fairy Dragon, on top of which is banish more cards from the top of the deck. I come kind of close to decking him out in this game. He now brings out ABC Dragon Buster, which this time around I have the Called By to deal with it. He goes into battle phase, main phase 2, end phase. Now it's my turn, and we got quite the hand to keep playing with. Bring out Carrot. This is just to get his effects negated. He uses it again, which allows us to use the Call by the Grave and get rid of that Dragon Buster. That's enough of you for one turn. The problem though is we're not going to be able to go for game this turn due to us using Runick spells last turn, but that's okay because his hand is down to 5 cards from whatever, half his deck from before. So now the goal is just to build an impenetrable board, even using Runick cards if we have to, and then just completely shut him down and run him out of resources next turn, and then hopefully go for the victory in the turn after this one. So we are just building a board right now, going into Spright Sprint, pitch the Angler again, get our last Beaver out, which I end up not really doing anything with, and then we pass for turn. He's going to bring out all of his favorite toys. There's Regulus once again. We're going to get rid of him right away though. He's going to negate, and then we will Flashing Fire. So that is how we deal with the Therion King Regulus this turn. Then Spright Elf effect to bring back Masquerena, so we have her for further plays later this turn if need be. And I just saw an Ash Blossom get banished there. Using our Runick Fountain, drawing 2 more cards. And now we're going to pop the field spell too, just to simply banish more cards. I don't know if that was the best time to use Runick Destruction. I kind of chalk that to my ignorance, I guess, of the deck that he's playing. Nightmare Cerberus, I believe he's going to try forcing the Masquerena play, which, yep, he does. Masquerena effect. We go into Nightmare Unicorn here. Yep, and we send that right back to deck. Doesn't matter though, because he still gets the ABC Dragon Buster out. Tries to use its effect right away, which luckily for us, it is still negated from the called by of last turn. Which, to be fair, I also forgot about that. However, if you notice, aside from his Dragon Buster, his field, his hand, everything is empty. So he goes to use Dragon Buster's effect, and once again, we beautifully have the called by here to shut it down. No more Dragon Buster for you this game. Okay, his turn, he activates his spell. I chain Max C thinking that he's actually going to be able to do something with it, but he doesn't, so this goes back to us, and we're going to attack for game. We have well over lethal, especially his life points only have 4,000, so we go in for Abramax, and we'll end this duel with Gigantic Spright. That game 2 was incredibly sweaty for me at least, and I had a lot of fun. Let's get into game 3. Okay, now we're getting to game 3 here, and this game is a little bit of a heartbreaker here. My starting hand isn't awful, 2 Max Cs, so now the roles are a little reversed. He gets to take the Max C challenge himself. He's probably in a similar boat I am, where now we're both tied 1 game apiece. You have to play through it. You gotta go for setting up the best board you can here. He's gonna continue to play. Notice he has a Max C himself in his own hand, and I just draw into a Max C. I did message him, I don't remember if it was during the duel or afterwards, but this Max C is probably one of the worst Max Cs I've had almost ever, if I had to guess. I'm not really drawn to 2 Runick Fountains with no Runick spells. Do I draw into one here? I don't. But I do have the 2 Call by the Graves, which are huge for this game. He imperms my Spright blue. Now pay attention to the column that the impermanence was activated in. Okay, I go into Jet. He now pops his Max C, but in my mind, I don't care because I have called by it, and I'm gonna go for game. Popped my own Max C just in case he's got whatever effects to keep going. He uses his Dragon Buster, and right here, I'm like, I got you. I have game. It's over.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Until I forget about the stinking impermanence column. My own call by gets negated. His Dragon Buster play goes through, and I'll admit it, in real time when this happened, I was so salty that my brain kind of went mush here. I wasn't really sure how to, I don't know. I ended up putting together a decent board here, but I don't know. My brain was kind of soup after this. I was way too salty. We go into Spright Sprint here. I'm guessing we're probably going to ditch another Angler. Bring out some Beavers. We're going to continue our plays here. Go into Gigantic Spright. I haven't played in my opponent's Imperm column row like that in a long time. Going to Spright Elf here. Bring back the Beaver, continue our plays. Go into IP Masquerena. We're going to put up the Runick Fountain too, just to bluff as if we have one. Or having Runick spells. I guess maybe we do that in the main phase 2 here. No, we don't do it at all. Okay. Melffy Caddy comes out. I don't know why I didn't do that. Melffy Caddy comes out in the end phase. He brings out Regulus. I'm going to bring out my carrot. At this point, in real time, I'm pretty worried. He's going off on a deck that I'm kind of surprised doesn't get as much play as I feel like it should be, because he's playing very well. Moving his monsters into attack position, he's going to start attacking my board. He forces out the Masquerade play. Tries to negate it. I then negate with Spright with red. What I wish I would have done here, what would have been the play to make, I think maybe, is instead of going to Abramax, we've been going to Goddess, because here he does the Goddess play, the White Woman jump scare, and the game's kind of over at this point now. He's going to be able to turn off all the effects on my field. I activate Abramax. Honestly, I know it's not going to send the Goddess away, but I thought it'd be fun to try anyways. And yeah, he's just rebuilding now for follow-up later on. Here's his Dragon Buster. Yeah, it's not looking good for me here. There goes my my red. There goes Archangel, or Arclight rather, and my Gigantic Spright. And now I'm wide open. 3k damage to the face. And I have 2 Runick Fountains to combat him with. Here's my first Runick Fountain. He gets rid of it right away. We're then going to use our second Runick Fountain in hand, followed up with the Runick Dispelling. He uses his Dragon Buster. 1, 2, 3. His 3 pieces there. We bring out Huggin. Try to draw some cards here, see if we can pull something out of the hat. He's gonna do some plays of his own here. And we draw Swap Frog. Now here, I am so mad at myself for this. I summon Swap Frog, it turns yellow, and I press. I click, and it totally backfires on me, taking away any counterplay I might have had. What I would have done here is I would have used Swap Frog and Huggin to make a big gigantic Spright, attack over the Underworld Goddess, and then try to extend from there. Probably in main phase 2, see if I could bring out the Spright Blue into the Jet into starter. I'm not sure how many of those cards I used at this point in the duel, but if I had enough, I probably could have done something, I think. But anyways, he ends up clearing our board here. Very disappointing game 3. I mean, hats off to Emerson, because he played great, I think, all 3 games. I wish I could have kept it up. He goes for lethal there, and I don't know, that's GG's. He takes the match, so congratulations to him. Give the Scapegoats podcast a like and follow on Spotify. I'm sure they're all over other social media, Twitter. I'm going to have those links in the description below, so thank you guys for watching.